Hey guys, welcome to the RMH project. If you haven't been to the channel before, my name is Ryan. I'm an ex-NRL player, online coach, and natural bodybuilder. And this channel is all about finding the most efficient way to help you lose fat and build muscle. So without further ado, we are going to get into today's episode. Now, in today's episode, we are going to be ranking protein options. Okay. Now, how we're going to rank these protein options is we're going to go from high protein, low calories, all the way down to low protein, high calories. Now, I do want to say from the get-go, I'm not taking into account micronutrient density of these foods or the healthy fat content that you're going to get out of some of these foods. I'm purely giving you guys some tools and some education on how to keep your protein up whilst also keeping your calories low. So that's how we're going to be ranking these protein options today. Okay, so first up, we have cheeses and we also have our mixed nuts. Okay, now, for me, these are great fat sources. Okay, definitely have some micronutrients as well, but they're great fat sources. The only reason that I'm mentioning these is that I've heard people say from time to time that cheese is a good source of protein and so is nuts. Now, definitely there's going to be some protein in them, but I wouldn't say they're a high quality source of protein, especially when you compare to how many calories you're going to have to consume to be able to get a decent amount of protein in. So as you can see, 6 grams of protein for 100 calories of the cheese and 4 grams of protein for 100 calories for the nuts. Not a really great protein option, especially if you're trying to keep calories low. So that is why it is going into tier 5 of the ranking there. Okay, so next up we have tier 4. Okay, we have the whole eggs, we have the chicken thighs with skin on, and then we have the ribeye steak. Okay, now I know a lot of people are probably going to be upset by this particular page, but the facts are what they are. Okay, if you're looking to keep your calories low whilst pushing your protein up, these just probably aren't the best sources. Now, as I said, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys some education as to how I incorporate these fattier sources, but obviously they've really got a lot of micronutrients in them, which is very important. But I'm going to show you guys how to incorporate those in so that your calories aren't going up too high and you're keeping your protein low. So that is why these particular options are going in tier 4 there, guys. Okay. Now, next up, we have our tier 3 options. Okay, so we've got the beef mince, okay, which is going to be 10% beef mince. Now you do have 5% beef mince, which I'll probably put in tier 2, okay, and then we have our pork loin, and we have our salmon with this particular situation is skinless, okay. If you're going skin on, you'd probably be looking at like a tier 4. So it's a pretty good option to go with, especially these fattier sources of fish, to go skinless. You're still going to get a great amount of omega-3s. You're going to get a lot of the micronutrients that come along with it as well, but it's just a way of keeping overall fat a little bit lower. Potentially what you could do is to bring up that food volume and to get a little bit more food, you could have actually more salmon without the skin on instead of having the skin on. So therefore you would actually get more of the salmon, you'll get more protein, but you'd be keeping calories roughly the same as opposed to having a portion with the skin on. So that's a good option for you guys if you're looking to bring your your food volume up, so have a bit more food for less calories. Okay, so that is why they are going in the tier 3 there, guys. Okay, now next up we have our tier 2 protein sources. Of course, chicken breast had to be near the top. We all knew that was coming, you know, the bro food, chicken, rice, and vegetables. There's a reason why that it is so synonymous with bodybuilding and cutting calories and stuff like that. And that's just because it is just a lean source of protein. You know what I mean? For 100 calories, you're getting 18 grams of protein. So you can have a lot of chicken breast for very minimal calories and you can get your protein up a lot there. So also that is skinless as well. If you're having skin on, it'll probably drop it down to tier 3. And another one is Greek yogurt. Now, non-fat Greek yogurt is a fantastic source of protein. It is super high in volume as well. So for 100 calories of Greek yogurt, you're probably looking at like 175, 200 grams of Greek yogurt, which is a substantial amount of food. I actually have it nearly every morning, have a bit of Greek yogurt with some berries. So good. As I said, low in calories, high in protein, can't really beat it. And then you got turkey breast, very similar macro breakdown to the chicken breast there, obviously going skinless as well. So that puts those options in the tier 2, guys. But what is the tier 1, the creme de la creme, when it comes to keeping your calories low and protein up? That is the whitefish. Again, skinless option. And then we got the egg whites. Okay, so taking the egg yolk out, obviously most of the fat is in the egg yolk. So by pulling the egg yolk out, you're going to get a lot more protein with less calories. And then we also have prawns. Okay, so that is our tiered list there, guys. As you can see at the top, you've got the more white sources of meat. Okay, where you're going to get not much fat, not much calories, okay, but a lot of protein. So I generally recommend majority of your protein coming from these particular sources. Now, as I said, you do need to incorporate some of these more fattier options, okay? Now, what I would usually do, say if I was having 4 to 5 protein servings a day, I would have 3, maybe 4 of those servings coming from the top 2 tiers, okay? And then I'd have 1 to 2 from the tier 3 and below, okay? So I'd sprinkle those in. So pairing like a couple of eggs with some egg whites is a great way of getting the micronutrients from the eggs whilst bringing the protein up. And then for dinner, you can have something like a steak or a salmon, which is obviously going to be a lot of micronutrients, a lot of healthy fats as well. You can also add some nuts into the Greek yogurt. So there's ways that you can add and sprinkle these higher sources, which have a lot more micronutrients, with the lower cow, higher protein options, which is ultimately going to be better for you if you're trying to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. We want to keep calories low whilst keeping protein high. And I will say for the steak as well, now ribeye is a fattier cut as well. So if you're looking to have something like a sirloin or an eye fillet or something like that, you're probably looking at tier 2. They're quite lean cuts of meat, and you're still going to get most of the micronutrients from there as well. So there's a few different ways that you could break this down, but I generally recommend majority of your protein servings should come from that tier 1, tier 2, and sprinkling in a bit more of those higher fat, higher micronutrient dense options. So hope this has helped, guys. As always, do those good things, like, subscribe, share. If you enjoyed this and you found it informative, chuck it in the comments below, because I do have a few more ideas when it comes to this ranking system that can potentially help you guys. So if you found this informative, please do comment below. Yeah, I've got a couple of things that I'm thinking of that could really help you guys, that have helped some of my clients. So potentially, yeah, I could throw that out for you guys if you guys enjoyed it. So make sure you comment below if you found this informative. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.